Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Parmentier. Does it have CC? I mean, I can start doing these in sign language. I can imagine the commentary will be nothing if but improved. So that'd be great. And good to have you there, Fanni, Evoke, and good to see you, Alexander. Good to have you guys. Sign language. How you doing there, Penguin? Good to have you. Hello there, Alex. Good to see you as well. Okay. My desktop is starting to fill up again. That's probably a bad sign. Slipping back into these old terrible habits. Okay. Hey, doing better, Adam? Good to have you. So we are looking for, is it 10, 13, or is it 15? Let me double check. It is 15. Right, oh. If you can dodge a torpedo, you can dodge a ball. That still makes me laugh regarding Spearfish. My god, I've never seen it as bad. Oh, he's not missing much then, is he? Yes, we will be attacking Palembang today. At least I think we will be. Should have, yeah, it should be ordered for today. Hey, doing that, Snake? Good to have you, my friend. Okay, another island there in that chain. Now, we do have the bombardment aboard Moresby. Ideally, we don't get a torpedo there. It is a, it's a definite possibility there. But we'll see. Seen a few ships around Singapore, which is intriguing. Looks like PT boats of various natures, I'd imagine. Probably like boat launch. Okay. Hey, doing there, Zeref? And Zeref's phone? Merging out of there, cool. There should be tremendous amount going on, really. Ah, submarines around that area, it seems. Yep, periscopes there, supposedly. Could be our own, could be the enemy. Right, so we do have a bombardment aboard Moresby. We do have the float plane acting as a spotter. That's good. How you doing there, Jonathan? And we've only just started, so you haven't missed anything. Just a few bad jokes, really, if anything at all. Right, so I'll speed this up. Now, ideally, they make it out without being torpedoed. That would be ideal. But night is going to be a bad time. So 266 casualties reported there. 1 destroyed, 2 for 41's nice. 4 to guns there, 4. 1 destroyed, 3 disabled. More hits there. Importantly, more hits than the actual supply there, which is nice. I'd love to know how much supply he has. We haven't seen anything regarding supply, so he probably has a decent amount, but we'll see. That does nothing but help, so that's good news. We may be able to launch an attack. I don't think today, possibly on the 15th of March, we'll be able to launch an attack. Ideally be able to finish it there. We'll see. I can't imagine it's too far out there. Morse code flashes on screen. Oh, I like it. Right, so we see Seawolf over here, which is not too surprising. But, I mean, this is not really where you'd want to have submarines in a river. It doesn't go well. Like, Japanese ASW isn't great, but don't give it a hand. Because those depth charges still hurt. So seeing damage here to Seawolf. Yeah, ideally a direct hit would be fantastic there. To be fair, I actually expected more PT boats to be at Palembang. I'm surprised we haven't run into any of them. So Seawolf takes 4 hits there. Not tremendously damaging hits. I read Garrison and was saying damaging at the same time, so I said Garrison. Some unholy hybrid. I do have Garrison ready. Yes, we have units already in place at Port Moresby. Eurobonga. How you doing there, Devonta? Good to have you on stream. Looks like the first time having you here, actually. Right, so here we go. His submarine is really... He's got a lot there. I'm really quite surprised that we got it in and out without being torpedoed. That's a nice little bit of a flex there. Right, okay. Shadowed by Allied dive bomber near Singapore. Sorry, near Sydney. God, I can't get my geography right today. I think the troops should use much more supplies to cities. They're put under siege. It depends, really, doesn't it? So we are unopposed over here at Surabaya. Wow, that's actually quite a good number of hits there. Hopefully that actually translates into proper damage against the airfield at Surabaya. That'd be good. Right, yes, there we go. Now we have much larger bombing campaigns against Singapore, which is good. I'm going to really ramp it up now. It's good to see that it's not actually responding to this, which is excellent news. So, yeah, we need to get the airfield damage at Singapore ASAP. Few hits there. Right, more signers come in. One shot down by flak, but we can replace that. Just need the hits on the airfield. Need to. Bloody Tojos. They're always late to the party. Always late. Okay. Right, so that concludes the AM phase. It looks like we moved into the PM phase here. Interesting. Sound like one was shot down there. But I don't see a report about it being shot down. Grayling reported hit. Allied light bomber near Sydney. Runaway. Okay. Yeah, the Tohos are coming in to clean up, aren't they? Jojo, sorry. Yeah, you made me read it as Toho as well. And that's interesting to see the reports around Sydney. Maybe those are Allied carriers, maybe something else. We'll be intrigued to find out. Might have been the right decision then to actually have the combined fleet actually turn about. I will see there. Okay, Allied aircraft landing. Aircraft landing. Right, here we go. So we are offloaded at Palembang. Yeah, the oil is not something that you want to be engaging in a river. Or just any sort of constrained area. Okay. So we are firing the actual defending forces over here. So we have Yura, Sendai. We do take some shells in response, but only a few there. Looks like only one shell hit, yeah. One shell on the Sendai. She should be alright there. So 36 casualties, 2 free. We inflict 120 here. Few disabled, not bad. One vehicle destroyed there, probably like a truck. But that's not too bad. A little bit of disruption is always a good thing. Additional troops there will be part of the attack as well, which is ideal. So 26 lost there. But we ideally may be able to take Palembang today. But that went remarkably well, actually. I was honestly expecting like PT boats intercepting the actual convoy and just things being generally worse. But the worst was one single submarine, which wasn't bad. Okay, so we're bombarding once again here at Singapore. We'll speed this up. 38th has finally arrived, which is excellent news. We finally have the 38th Division, the long-lauded 38th. So what we need to do now is get the damage in the airfield. We're not going to have an immediate success on the next attack, but it will help us out. Massively so. So we do have 5 guns lost there, 1 disabled. Sorry, 1 destroyed, 4 disabled, 3, 2, 1 there. 152 inflicted, 13. The actual bombarder's doing pretty good. So we're now to 2350, he's at 783. So, yeah, if we get the damage on the airfields, we'll be good to go. Ideally, we have that damage, but the more bombs we have, obviously, that'll bring that damage up there. Which is looking good. We have the bombardment attack over here. Okay. I could do with more forces down here. We do have a couple more divisions that could be sent down this way. It's not really too much of a priority. I want to actually see what it does, really. I'm hoping that we might be able to drain supply this way. But we'll see. It doesn't help with the terrain there. Right, here we go. We have our deliberate attack over here at Palembang. So, we do have 124th Regiment. We have Yokosuka, 2nd SLF. We do have 83rd, 64th, 65th Naval Guard, and 16th Naval Guard units there. So quite a number of Naval Guard units. It looks like we will take it today, then I'd be surprised if we don't. Yes, we do have a HQ. We have everything. Everything's good to go at Palembang. Everything's good to go at Palembang. Oh, headquarters at Singapore, yes. There are headquarters that will have crossed over to Singapore today. They should actually be in position here today. Yeah, we should have it. Yeah, one unit's been destroyed there, which is good news. I would be shocked if we don't have it. But we do have a Naval Guard unit to spread out. Naval Guard to spread out and secure some marcher pretty quickly. We'll be marching out here to East Harbour, and we need to secure this base and this base over here as well. But this one, Benkelin, will be good to have. Do we seriously not take it? Are you sure? Wow. That's actually really surprising, considering the overwhelming advantage there. 214 casualties. 450... Okay, so 4 tomorrow then. There's simply no way he can last there. I'm surprised it didn't fall today, to be honest. What were the odds like? 1-to-1, really? 181.97. That's really surprising, but we'll have it tomorrow then. It might be due to the fact those troops are just unloaded. Possibly. I'm surprised we didn't have it, actually. But anyway, he loses 368 casualties, 24 destroyed, 6 there. So that will be gone tomorrow. I really cannot see that lasting. There's just too much force here. So we should be able to have Palembang secured by tomorrow then. We do have another deliberate attack over here to Gagayan. These attacks are annoying, but I'm hoping that we are finally near the end. He can only have so much supply left, one would think. But we'll see. Yes! There we go, finally! There's an end in sight. Thank God. Okay, so he's running low on supply. So we do have hefty casualties there, 37, 64. So not great, but he's finally near the end now. 49 destroyed, 23 destroyed. He's finally near the end. So what we can do then is recover and attack again. His supply has finally reached its limit. So we can recover and actually attack and secure it. Right, ideally these units will surrender. In theory they shouldn't have anywhere to go, unless they're going to cross the water there. Right, we captured that. So, no, okay, they're going to continue to retreat. That's always fun. Where do they go? Tower. Oh, that's fine. They're irrelevant over there. So, another 325 casualties, 11, 10. Lost a few more guns. Yeah, they're going to be completely useless now. That is surprising, considering... But there we go, we have everything in place now. So we have all we need here at Palembang. We will, I'm going to be saying, we will secure it tomorrow. I'm surprised that we didn't secure it today, but there's nothing he can do about it now. It's too much force over here at Palembang. But we do have the forces in place then to march outwards. So a fairly quiet turn, actually. But some fairly good gains. Gagayan has finally shown that it's at the end of the rope there. We do have a successful bombardment to Port Moresby. Not much really in China. Ideally, we do have some actual airfield damage against Singapore, which would be good news. The 38th has finally arrived. We should actually have the two headquarters in position at Singapore as well, so I have the additional support elements there as well. To help our units recover sooner rather than later. So it's looking good. It's looking good. The bombardment is actually decent at Singapore as well. Yeah, it can't be far from the end. We'll obviously just have to take a look at it. We'll see what the actual units are looking like in terms of rest. But I think probably an attack tomorrow. Depending on how the situation with supplies. Those are bases I do need to fill. Garrisons ASAP. Really annoying losing all those. God, it's getting worse. Oh, God, it keeps going on. Oh, God, so many VP there. We need to fill those units. No, not Fiji. Maybe one day in the future something radical changes. A few units arriving there at Kofu, actually. That's quite good. Naval Guard units. Oh, quite a few Naval Guard units, in fact. Quite a few. And it keeps on going. Okay. I didn't say stop. Hong Kong... Wow, okay. I'm liking it. Right, so we do have quite a few units there have arrived. Ideally, they'll be unrestricted. So not bad. Yeah, in regards to Fiji, I did cancel the actual operation over here. We'll revisit that when we have fuel and when the situation is a little bit more clear. Now, we did have some intriguing reports down here. 4 out of 3 detection. 11 out of 10 detection. It did suggest dive bomber as well, which was intriguing. Port Blair? Yeah, Port Blair's not too far from the end. We hit the supply a few more times, so that's caused more damage. There's a lot of submarines over there. Yeah, good idea, but I know. Let's go here. Was it now the 14th? Okay, there we go. Save for that. We'll see what the actual situation looks like for the 56th Division, is it? At Port Blair. Not Port Blair, sorry. Port Moresby. I'm getting things mixed up. This is what happens when you don't sleep that much. You get these bloody things mixed up. Okay, so we do need a little bit more supply. That will likely arrive by tomorrow then. I mean, this is it. We could order an attack, but it's not worthwhile until we have the supply in place. Otherwise, we'll get a hefty penalty there. But we'll be going ahead as soon as we have a supply there. So the heavy cruisers made it in and they made it out. No, that's really good then. Yeah, we could rearm them for a second run with just the heavy cruisers, which sounds about right. But yeah, I just can't see Port Moresby holding out too much longer. Okay. We did see Widoways reported down here, which is intriguing. He doesn't seem to like naval search, and I've still never understood why. Hey, doing that, Ebus? Good to have you, my friend. Port Blair's an interesting one. I do need to get supply out there, of course. But the situation's not too bad. It's a case of where I don't have... But I've got 30 AV now. What I'd like to do is, when we do secure Singapore, is I will go ahead and get a Naval Guard unit out there pretty soon. He has a few fighters over there. I could actually deal with Port Blair. 109 fighters at Rangoon. He's really going overboard on that one, in my opinion. But okay. Heavy cruisers over here. I feel like he's got something up his sleeve over here. I'm looking forward to when the additional Royal Thai army units arrive over here in Mulmian. We are building the fortifications as well, so not too far out from level 2 fortifications, which is good. These forces over here... God, they're so far away. They're not as far away. Did the CL at Palembang take any damage? I'd imagine it'd be cosmetic, if anything. Was it Sendai? Was it Sendai that got hit? Oi has 1-1, but that's probably coming from just general operations. 0-0. No, just purely cosmetic, if anything. Right, we have these guys over here, so that's additional supply for the units here. Does he actually have aircraft based at Palembang? Oh, just the one, okay. Yeah, Rangoon's going to be an interesting one to actually take care of. We'll have to think about that one. I mean, what I'm going to be looking towards doing is probably bypassing Rangoon to a degree and try to strike elsewhere, try and make him move units elsewhere. He's investing in Rangoon. Okay, we'll find a way. Ceylon's a nice one because you can secure the island. And it might be potentially something to do, but obviously we do want to be taking care of Burma. It's just going to be a case of figuring out how to do it. What I'd love to do is, if he could actually move forces to Bigu, I'd love to bombard them there. Or even bombard them here. We'll see. I think he's over-invested in Rangoon in a way, but I can understand why. I can understand it from the point of view that, obviously, that's bringing supply into China, but it's only 500 supply a turn for China, which is, bear in mind, yeah, fair enough, it's a lot, it's a decent amount. Oh, so there's one unit left over here then. Well, that's a doomed unit then. But I don't know. I feel like he should be going for more defense in depth rather than just Rangoon. I can understand why, because obviously Burma's a little bit tricky to get to, but I don't know. It might be... I'm coming from the point of view of, like, Rangoon's nice, but it's not essential. I can shut it down without owning it. Eventually, I would like to own it, but we can do things about it. Hey, Dingobat4 good to have you, my friend. Okay. So there's one unit here. Ideally, it can't escape. It's in clear terrain. His units are over here in clear terrain as well now. I doubt we're going to be able to catch him there. I don't know nearly what he hoped to achieve with that. I mean, we moved one hex back, okay. But he paid with 17,000 men. Well, I know it's China, but it just... What did it achieve? I think he was looking to try and cut us off, but he didn't expect us to actually... But in fairness, we didn't expect to get those results either. Those were pretty damn good results. But they do have a lot planned for Nanyang, which is probably why as well. We could shock attack it. The reason why I probably won't is I don't want it to actually be destroyed because it could be reconstituted over here in Chongqing. And he gets units for free if I think that's how it works with the Allies. I don't know, I've not played as the Allies, so I'm not entirely sure. But I think if you destroy units, he actually gets a third of a unit back for free or something like that. I could be wrong. I think deliberate attack will be fine enough. Okay, 138 is moving out there. Right, so additional tank regiments have finally arrived over here, which is excellent news. We can get them moving out shortly. Having armor will definitely be very, very useful for us. Okay, so we have 5th Regiment there. Armored cars as well. Okay. Right. For the Aleutians, we do have the actual units in place. We just need to get things out there, really. I would like to have something, maybe like a warship or two. Light cruisers would be nice, few destroyers would be nice. We don't particularly need them, but I'd like to have something like that. In China, we need that landing rail connection with Indochina. Yeah, it would be nice. That rail connection would be nice. We do have a couple divisions over here, but I am pushing more towards Xi'an. That would be good, and you can transfer things through Indochina, through China, all the way to Korea and into Japan like that. But I'm more concerned with Xi'an. This one, it is what it is. It's difficult terrain, but I believe Xi'an actually represents a much more vital objective for us, really. SunYan obviously having the fuel there, the oil and the refineries, but then greater objectives beyond SunYan is what I'm really after. But also been in a position to potentially break into the back, making worry about the front as well. We do have a good chunk of China secured, but yeah, I agree. We do want the light industry and the heavy industry in these areas. Light over here as well. And light. Okay, so the light industry in this area is not bad at all. It would be nice. But we'll see. SunYan comes first, in my opinion. Right, what was I doing? Ah, right, yes. Tell them to move. So, let's see. I want to move upon this area here. That's what I want to get. So, to be honest, it might actually be worthwhile. Let's see. So, we do have secondary road over here. So, that is mountain, wooded, rough, mountain, rough. Right. Do we have any roads crossing there? No. What it might be worthwhile doing then is run reconnaissance over this road over here. But what we could potentially do then is actually rail out the armoured units, and obviously when the additional divisions do arrive, is potentially have them railed out to this point over here, and then have them cross over here. It would take a while. It depends, really. Is it... I don't know, actually. I don't know if he actually has something over here, because we could always then rail up to this point and actually march down here along with secondary roads. I don't think he has a tremendous amount, but we don't really know what he has up there. I think we'd like to actually try and find that out, really. Okay, they can stay in the rest. We'll see what units we have, but I need to go ahead and check out that road there. I think we transferred most of the actual constant units out in China, but we do have likely some around that can still perform that task. But yeah, I'd like to go ahead and take a look at this. Okay. We need that when the US subs get working. Torpedoes. Yeah. But SunYan represents a greater thing for us anyhow. Denying him the heavy industry and the refinery is good as well, because obviously they produce supply. Then this one's a real big prize over here, Langchao. The 91 oil, 91 refinery would be really nice for us. Just have an additional fuel, and oil would be good. Yep, sure, I know. So today, pretty light. We did have a G4 oh no, it wasn't shot down. Operational losses. He loses B-17 today, which is good. That was really nice to see loss. Mostly us. Predominantly operations, but we have one sadly lost to flak. I done the Black Mesa. Is there any aspect of the Japanese inter-service rivalry shown in the game? No. It's one of those things of, it'd be very difficult to show. It'd be very difficult because it's like, you as a player, like, well, they're not doing as I tell them sort of thing, so it's a bit difficult. Of course, you can try and make rules for it. You can, like, create house rules. You can implement your own sort of take on that, really. But for the most part, no. Not that I can think of. I can't recall anything that would be like that. Okay, so we'll have another attack ordered here for tomorrow. This will fall tomorrow. There's no two ways about it. He just cannot move in enough forces to stop it now, which I'm really glad of. I was honestly expecting Palembang to be significantly harder. I feel better that we have these additional naval guard units here. Right, we'll have that attack ordered. There we go. I was always wondering, what sort of defences do you have at Sari? Where's Sari? Oh, Fiji. Do you mean Savai, perhaps? Sari. 1 second, let me double check here. I assume you're talking about these islands over here, then. Near Fiji and Midway. Oh, Savai. Well, Savai is kinda on its own at this moment in time. We'll be able to make use of that in the future. In all honesty, if I was him, I'd just ignore it. It's like, sure, it's a port size 1, air capacity 1. To be honest, he's probably using that for training, really. He could take it, but it's one of those of, is it really worth the effort? This area is a completely different story. These areas over here, these islands, their job is to provide reconnaissance. He will likely come in and be able to retake these. There's not tremendous amounts I can do about that. What I'd like to do is obviously maintain more of a fluid defense, but their job is to give us reconnaissance, to give us information. we can always then work out a response from that point there, really. There's not many islands that we'll actually hold on to. There's not many islands that will actually even matter, really. We're going to go for a minimal investment sort of defense. So the idea behind that is we put as little into every island as possible, really. And just keep, obviously, the forces more so towards the core, towards the islands that actually do matter, towards places that actually do matter. Because let's face it, this area, he may look towards butting heads with it. I doubt it. He could avoid it. But we'll see. Ideally, he makes a bigger thing of this than it really should be. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah, so 38th has arrived. That's good news. So 38th has 17 planning bonus now, which is good. Right, we do have the armies in position. Did they arrive last turn? They might have arrived last turn, in fact. And let's go ahead and take a look at fatigue. So 40, 46 there is not fantastic. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a look at those in a little while there, I know. Yeah, so 40, 46, 12, 15. It might actually be worthwhile to have... What's yours there? 920 fatigue. Let's see. So demanding. He's a stern taskmaster. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look. So Singapore, there we go. We finally have damage on the airfield now, which is good. So we're obviously going to keep that up. Increase it, in fact. Midway is alright. The thing about Midway is it's okay, but it is very vulnerable. Like, I don't really particularly care much for Midway. If he wants to go and take it, he can go and take it. I'd rather him go and take Midway and waste his time than take other islands, frankly. But Midway is just that, it's Midway. And it's a hell of a lot closer to his operational bases than it is to ours. There's not much we can do, because it's a case of, well, I don't know. Maybe if we manage to achieve, like, a stunning decisive victory, knock out a couple carriers or something of that nature, we might be able to defend Midway. But as far as it goes, it's very much like, okay, it is going to be whatever it is. However long it lasts is however long it lasts there, really. We've been quite fortunate to actually begin building up fortifications, which is nice. Try and get as much of a fortification built up as we can, but that's it. It just serves as a forward base. Possibly might have more use in the future, but right now we can't do much with it other than just run naval search. But even with that, it's still good. Okay, so we do have ships over here, which is excellent. Okay, so we're almost at level 4, which is good, so we'll have a level 4 airfield tomorrow. Supplies up to 13k, which is excellent. We do have fuel moving south here now. Yeah, 15,000. When we secure Port Moresby, we're in a good position there. And we will have to get the 56th Division moving elsewhere. But ideally we can build up Port Moresby. The good news is we do have the actual... we do have... I'm thinking of a Dadman game. But I can fly in actual transportation aircraft to Rabal. Or even move things out by ship. But we do have the option to actually move and fly engineers over to Port Moresby. So we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and do that, really. Fly engineers into Port Moresby, repair it, and then make use of it, really. Do you get bombers that could reach Pearl from Midway in the future? Maybe, but it's got a lot of flak. It'll have fighters. It's really not particularly worth it. Maybe we could do that. If we had, like, the Japanese version of the B-17, maybe. I mean, naval bombers might be able to reach that. If we take a look, Midway. Oh, 30, okay, yeah. No, there's not a tremendous amount that can really reach Pearl Harbor from Midway. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about Midway. Okay, we'll secure that base there, secure Sandakan as well. We do have them being loaded up, actually, if I recall. At least one of them. Yep, you're moving out there, that's good news. How you doing there? Oh, fine, good to have you, my friend. Oh, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. We did get a number of actual heavy hits with the battleships when we did bombard Port Moresby the first time, which was really good. I'm going to be very intrigued to see how much it actually affects his supply situation. I'd be tempted to ask him, but I don't think he'd probably give us the answer, because it's one of those things of, if he tells me, oh yeah, I actually did a lot of damage to the supply, I don't think he'd like that, because we probably do that a lot more often. But we'll do more bombardments anyway. We actually do have the AKEs in position, so we'll be doing them significantly more often whenever we can, really. But yeah, we're in a position here where we need supply. We need 1332 supply here. We're at 1048 at this moment in time. So when we have a supply, we'll go ahead and attack. Yeah. But I'll likely have the 56th Division sent out to the Dutch East Indies. We do have our forces actually preparing for the invasion of the Dutch East Indies, which I'm very much looking forward to. I think only the B-29 can reach Midway from Pearl. Yeah, I mean, if it's going to waste such efforts on Midway, then okay. So we do see a few fighters out over here. We see ships actually in port over here then, which is good because it means we can actually get to them. 7 bombers here. Right, let's see. Ah, good, they're loaded up and ready to go. Excellent. Then pass on. I need more information there so I can actually invade that. But yeah, I'm surprised that Palembang didn't fall today. Genuinely quite surprised it just didn't fall today. I'd love it if we actually captured 901 oil and 1,021 refineries, and that would be beautiful. That would be amazing, but it's probably not going to happen. Okay. Right, let's go ahead and take a look at the reconnaissance. You're a naval reconnaissance. Okay. Are they? Right, okay, so we have these units over here. Right, that's it. So we do have Babs over here at Canton. So yeah, I do have a couple of things that are actually quite similar to the Dadman game, so I do get a little bit confused sometimes. So I think I've done something, but it's something that I did in the other game, that I'm seeming to do in this game. As we'll have them transfer to Marie. So it's going to take about another day for them to get into position over here. And then another day for them really to begin operating, as we will have some time to rest there. Okay. Plenty of key 4-6s, which is good. These A-System-2s are getting ready. Ah, yes, we do have the transports in the area. I need to get them down there. Make use of those fellows. I think they're over north at the moment. But it's looking good. I need to get reconnaissance along the port of Semarang. That would be nice as well, because I'm considering airdropping over here. But we'll see what he has in place. If any of these actual bases are empty, that's going to be a real nice invitation for us. I think what we're going to do is focus on certain parts of Java to secure first. Potentially Surabaya, as that's cleared terrain, so that would be easier. But it's probably better to start with Batavia, but I think he's probably moved a decent amount of units to Batavia. 5 units isn't too bad. So if we take a look over here then, we do have a 4th Division, which is planned for Semarang. Okay. We do have these units here. We do have a Naval Guard move out. Let me double check if not. Yep, all units, that's good to see. Okay. We do have... changed name, so it's now known as the Naval Garrison Unit. Cool. Yeah, so we'll have to move out that port unit there and have this element merged into there as well. Hey, done there, Wesley. Good to have you, my friend. No, it's good to have you. Good to have you. I apologise about my commentary. You'd think it'd be better. But honestly, if I've had a bad night's sleep, I just fall to pieces. I know that sounds like really like entitled, but you know what I mean. I blame this lockdown crap. You just don't sleep the same. Okay, so we do have the transports over here move into Kandarai. Yep, so they're going to arrive next time. So we can get elements moving over here, which is good. It's good to see that Kagayan is nearly there. Let's see. So they're going to have some time to rest. There's quite a bit of fatigue and disruption, but it will crack. Our supply situation isn't fantastic ourselves, really, so we might have to consider moving additional supply in. Mindanao's being the biggest mistake, or one of the biggest mistakes in this campaign. It's something that we'll never recreate, really. Okay, we have ships in the middle of Luzon. Right, they're in position, so they can go ahead and move out to Manila. I think I can do that by rail, in fact. Yeah, won't take too long as well to get them loaded up and moving. Excellent. Yeah, we need to fill all these bases with the garrison requirements, because that's kind of crazy. What we might actually do with these Naval Guard units that have arrived, at least a majority, or at least potentially a element of them, is actually have them used to fill garrison requirements in a few bases for the time being, but we'll see. There are going to be units that can be freed up. The issue is we just have so many units in Singapore and just elsewhere at this moment in time. Right, JAF. Answer is moving south. Okay. Right. So it looks like we can increase the amount of air activity over Singapore. My worry is regarding Rangoon with all those fighters. He could transfer them, but I don't think they have the range to transfer. He'd likely have to go to Spacht, but I don't think he's going to be doing that again. I think he's going to end up just... Well, I think he's at the point now where he's just accepted it's going to happen. We still need the bloody unit over here in Bangkok. It'll be in Bangkok shortly. It's really quite annoying with this. Like, this is what you do not do. Like, do not repeat the mistakes I've made here in this campaign. Because they are going to be quite annoying. It does take time to fix them, and they can be fixed, but they are very annoying. Okay. So we're going to attack over here at Palembang tomorrow. They're going to move over here to Ketbang, which is good. We'll have that. Let's see. He does have a few ships over there at Darwin. I imagine they might have been evacuees from the Dutch East Indies, perhaps. Let's see, how are we doing over here, then? Right, so we're not too far away from the level 4 airfield that we want there. You are actually... 31%, okay, so we do need to have you return for fuel. What we need is we need fuel in this area. We need to establish like an actual proper base, really. He has a sub over here at Tulagi, which is less than stellar. So we could do a few patrol boats over there at Tulagi. Mines would be good as well. We're going to have to see about getting mines established at Tulagi, Rabal. A couple of these actual key bases out here would be excellent. If they're shallow hexes, we can actually use PPs and do a good job there. Okay. Is that a load and supply at this moment in time? For some reason. Right. So we do have a new CV arriving in a few days, the Unyo. Submarines there. Yo, not too far away now. Yamato is only 77 days. Wow, never thought I'd say that. So at 1486. Right, so we are currently over our ability right now. Oh wow, thank you very much there, Black Mesa. Been binge watching the early episodes, having my quarantine boredom. I just wish they were good episodes, man. I just wish they were good episodes. But I appreciate that. It's really awesome, man. Okay. But no, that's very much appreciated. Thank you very much for the $5 there. Right, okay. What I'm going to do then is temporarily halt some of these here. So we have 1384, 1387. I'll double check how many points we actually have in the stockpile, so we might be alright there. 77 days until we have Yamato. Do you still build the Shinano? We'll go ahead and double check. I can't remember what we're doing in this campaign sometimes. Shinano is under construction, yes. She'll arrive in 45, unless we accelerate her at some point, which I don't particularly see happening. I wish we could convert her back into a battleship. That'd be nice. I'd rather have a big Yamato, but I will. So, yes. Points. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. We need those points, yeah. That's absolutely the right decision there. Okay. Right, they are closing in slowly but surely. You're not moving anywhere, which is not good. I do wish sometimes we could restart the campaign so I could actually have things properly done, but we'll take it. We're too far in now, aren't we? 13 fighters here, so it looks like it's taking fighters out from China. That's good to see. And what we'll have to do then is obviously restart our campaign in China to an extent. Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, they would be really quite phenomenal with those guns there. And to be honest, guys, there's really not that much for me to talk about what's going on. It's going to be a quick turn to do, in all honesty. We're going to rest there, which is pretty easy. Yeah, maybe in the very future. We're going to rest there. We'll get that unit sorted down. That's things I can do quite easily. I need more reconnaissance in this area. It's good to see that he has aircraft over here, 9 fighters here. So what we need to do then is take Palembang. That's good. We'll have forces to be able to move into Palembang immediately. We'll have an air HQ set up in Palembang immediately. We'll have Batavia ready to go. I think they should hold construction. She is expensive, has a small capacity, and arrives way too late to do anything except being sunk. True, true. But it's still a carrier. I know. She may come in useful, let's just say. I'd like to be in a position where we do retain a good strength of carriers, but we'll see how things turn out. Things will be a lot easier on the actual naval ship yard points once Yamato Musashi's done as well. Yeah, but the subs don't take as long to build. We can get subs sooner. I know what you're saying there, I know. But she'll still come in handy. Okay. So still trying to move units here so we can try and surround this. It's a hell of a lot easier said than done to surround anything in China. Becomes very cumbersome. Right, man, here's back when it started there. We should be able to shatter it then afterwards. I need to get these bloody garrisons sorted, my god. Do I have something I can send from Changsha to help out there? Those divisions moved out. 3rd Division. Right, 3rd Division can be moved here then. What's the garrison requirement? Yeah, it's actually a decent garrison requirement to Nanchang. As we'll have them move there to Nanchang. They can act as a garrison and recover over time. That's probably going to be one of the divisions I do buy out from China, to be honest. How much will that actually cost me to buy out? I know what you're saying there, I know, but we're not just going to have one CV by that time. It's one of these situations of, like, yes, submarines are good, but the issue with submarines is they become increasingly less effective as the war goes on, mostly due to the fact that, obviously, his ASW does increase. It's significantly better than ours is going to be. So submarines do have their place. We do have submarines, and we can actually put them into production. Once we get points, I can actually put them back into production, and then we'll change things around. We'll have ships that'll be done soon enough as well, so we get more points. The things with carriers, the reason why I think I will continue with the Shanao. The reason being that, yes, the actual CV itself, it might not have the biggest capacity, but most Japanese carriers don't have huge capacity anyway. But what we can do is we can actually tailor things around. We can actually have decent aircraft put on the Shinano. And we'll look after her better. She's not going to be sunk immediately, ideally. But we'll see. But don't worry, nothing's permanent. We can juggle things around. I mean, this is it. We have a pool here, so once I can actually rebuild the shipyard pool, then we'll be good there. I mean, these are things here that have come about from not understanding how industry works. Like, my understanding of industry isn't perfect, but it is getting better over time. Right, let's go ahead and check on some pools here, actually, now that I'm speaking about it. Yeah, she's tough. She's tough. And this is it. If any carrier is going to take a bomb, I'd rather it be Shinano. Right, okay. Actually, you know what? I can go over here. Not that one. Do aircraft replacement pool. There we go. And I shall sort to fighters. Right, okay. So far, pool. Okay. So 38 5M4s, we have 13 zeros. 10 key 43s, which is alright. Can work with that. Yep, that's going to take some time to rebuild. G3s, I'm alright. G3s I can stop producing for a time, actually. G4s I need more of. Sally's are getting better. Yeah, no, it's not worthwhile to accelerator. Maybe in the future we might have a reason. We might have points to accelerator. We'll see. I can't see it happening every now and then. When is the next 0? Let's see. In this game it is going to be slower due to the fact that I had previously thought that it was gamey. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But anyhow, it's going to take longer in this game because we are moving towards the A6M3. It's not going to be that long. We'll be able to, I think what we'll do then, when we do get the A6M3, we'll move to the A6M5, we'll move to the A6M8. I think we need any advantage that we can get, really, to try and make up for the losses. Okayama. Okay, that's not too bad there. Okayama is not too far away from being at 30, so once she's at 30, I can have her switched over to the A6M5, which will actually help us get some progress going there, really. We're not going to build the A6M3, nor the A6M5, likely. We'll be moving on to the A6M8, really, as quickly as possible. It'd be very nice to have a armoured 0. She doesn't have a huge range, but we'll still have the A6M2 for that sort of thing. Okay. Now, frankly, there really isn't that much to actually go over. Sometimes I feel like I'm wasting your people's time by talking about things that really is not much to be said. Does anybody have any questions? Well, we'll use this as an opportunity then to answer some questions. Anybody have any questions, any suggestions, any ideas? We can go ahead and explore it. Because for the most part, I can do a lot of this stuff quite quickly in summary. Right, I'm going to attack there. Cool. Right, let's see. So we do have units marching north. We do have the tanks moving here, which is... yes, 25th, that's fine. Can you show the new land units? Yep, sure there, Anna. Good number of them here. When is Fiji happening? We're actually not going to be doing Fiji. Not yet, anyway. The reason being, I don't have a tremendous amount of fuel in the area. When we build fuel stocks up a little bit more, then we might be able to go for that. I'd also like to have an idea of where his carriers are as well. Not that I'm worried about them appearing at Fiji, but I would like to take an opportunity to potentially attack him if he gives us said opportunity, really. That would be nice. But retaining the fuel is going to be a key thing right now. I need to build it up. Expenditures like a trip out to Fiji is quite expensive right now. Ideally, we might have troops in the future to actually allow us to take some of those islands. But I think the first bet would be to start with the Line Islands. That's probably where we'd start. But either way, we have 48, 47, 46, 44, 43rd, 42nd, and 41st Naval Guard units there. Which are beautiful there. We'll have to figure out whether they need to go. I think they're... I think likely what I'll do with them is have them used to fill in garrisons. So it's not hemorrhaging points there. Other aviation units is good. We could have some of them actually diverted to the Illusions. I need units over here for the Illusions. I've got land units, but I need some actual... I need some warships. It would be nice to strike out here in the Illusions where he's potentially not expecting it. Not that we can take anything for granted. We've got to assume that he's probably prepared in some way for that eventuality. Hey, doing that sound? Good to have you, my friend. How's the resource situation? It's a little bit hard to tell sometimes because it's like it shows you all the resources. If you take a look there, so in total, in pool, we have 8.45 million tons of resources there. Oil is 2.68. We need more. Feels a difficult one to really get a true situation. I could use a track, and I think what we'll do is, if somebody reminds me, I will use a track in the summary. A dirty way to try and get an idea of how situation is looking is to look at Tokyo. Tokyo is below 1 million units of fuel, which I'd prefer to have more, really. Osaka is 2.9. Sorry, 299. Sorry, 293,000 units there. So we could do with more fuel. The situation isn't bad. It's not where I'd want it to be, but we actually do have ability to start getting oil back to Japan, so we'll start that soon. We do have tankers here, so they could be used to start moving oil from Marie to Camaran Bay. Palembang and Singapore attack next turn. Had to quit. Able to get to my PC now. Oh, that's good to have you there. 80. We're going to attack at Palembang. What I'm going to do then is at Singapore is I think I'm going to rest. We have them in place, but I'd like to actually reduce the amount of fatigue on the 18th and 5th divisions. The 48th, is it? Could do with actually resting there. I think we'll take the opportunity to rest. We can continue with the bombardment, which is actually proving quite fruitful. Let the divisions actually rest. get them into a decent shape. We actually do have these units here. Okay. So just support this moment in time, which, alright, I can work with that. Yeah. We'll take this time. I want to bring that down. They should decrease quite quickly due to being so high. Anything above 25 is easier to get rid of than under 25, so that'd be fine. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, they do have support required, so that's fine. We'll go for that. Gives us some time to actually get some damage up on the airfield here as well, which is good news. It'll be round about, I'd imagine, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, depending on how much supply moves through here. It might be worthwhile flying a cap over Port Moresby in case he tries to fly supply in, or something of that nature. We have submarines covered. He could potentially be using submarines to move in supply, but that is a lot of submarines in the area. I don't know why you'd have every submarine in the area protecting Port Moresby. Obviously, it's not every submarine. We don't know where they all are. But that does suggest something. It's probably not far. It may very well form the next attack, perhaps. But we'll see. I'm going to be quite intrigued just to see what the supply situation's like, to be honest. If we had, like, another unit here, like a smaller unit, it would be nice to, like, bombard with it. But hey, that's fine. Okay. What I'd like to do is actually get some engineers moved down to Buna. If we could actually push some supply directly into Buna, that'd be quite nice. Submine layers. Possibly so. Possibly so. But the good news is about Port Moresby, I don't really need the port immediately. We can have DMSs moved out here to Port Moresby to deal with that. What we need to do pretty much immediately after we take Port Moresby is have engineers flown in to repair it sooner rather than later. But we still have... We're quite fortunate as we do have actual engineers in these units. Not tremendous amounts of them now, but we still have some of them at least. Yeah, so at least there's some engineers here. Some engineers I can start to repair. Obviously we'll fly more in. Moresby would be fun. What I'd like to do with Moresby is use it to just establish full control of this area here. It does make this area easier to control. What I would like to do then with Moresby secured is move out and build up these islands over here, really. If we can turn this area into a really nasty zone for him to have to deal with, that'd be quite nice. But they probably don't matter too much. I think, really... his invasions are probably... They could be mid-Pacific. He might go for the North Pacific when he counterattacks. It might very well likely be the Pacific, really, mid-Pacific, when he does decide to actually counterattack, because this area is going to become very dangerous for him if we actually get our way. But we'll see. It would be nice to completely secure New Guinea. That'd be great. There we go. Yeah, so I think I'm going to call the stream about here. I apologise about it being... Oh, God. I'm so sorry, guys, for the commentary today. I swear to God. When I've had a few more hours, it will be of higher quality. I'm tripping over my words now. I'm so sorry, guys. You all deserve a medal for putting up with me. But we had a decent turn, so that's nice. Try and get the summary done pretty quick, and we'll be good to go and see what the next turn looks like. What we're going to have to do then is decide where and when to move the aircraft from the MKB. Not too far away, really. Thanks, Wesley. It's terrible, though, when you become aware that you're tripping over your words. And you're like, oh, God, stop it, make it end. Yeah, so if everybody does have anybody... God damn it. If anyone does have any questions, then comment down below. I'm apparently going to have to go and have, like, an early nap or something. Because, my God, my commentary is just shockingly bad today. Oh, dear. Yeah, it is hard. It really is hard sometimes. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, thank you very much there, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. It's been pretty fun though, hasn't it? We've got a few things done. I would thank my patrons. I'm going to have to say thank you to them this time. I would read out the names, but I'd probably get them wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Next time will be better. I see it as I. See you next time. At least it's been a good turn, though. Been a good turn. Not good commentary, but a good turn. Peace. See you next time. And what country are you from? I'm English, from Yorkshire, but I don't sound like it because I have a bit of a weird accent. Which a lot of people actually say is made up, but I've been doing this for 2,000 odd videos, so either it's made up, or I'm very committed to a lie, or it might actually be my real voice. Who knows? Until next time, guys. Goodbye for now.